Japan, a nation often admired as a global leader in technology, innovation, and tradition, harbors a grim reality that seldom finds its way into the spotlight. Beneath the polished veneer of bustling metropolises lies a growing issue that reveals the darker corners of Japanese society, the plight of homeless youth, widely referred to as Toyoko Kids. Among the neon-lit streets of Kabukichou in Shinjuku, Tokyo's infamous red light district, these children and adolescents seek refuge. Kabukichou is a paradoxical playground of extravagance and despair. Its towering nightclubs, clandestine massage parlors, and hidden gambling dens make it a haven for illicit activities. Within this labyrinth of vice, a heartbreaking reality unfolds. Children sleeping on the streets alongside beggars in a desperate bid for survival. This grim scene was once centered in front of the Kume Hotel, an area known as Kume He Quimae, vividly captured in Korean artist Jan Seu's haunting work, Yukos Child. The Toyoko Kids, many of whom flee their homes to escape abuse, neglect, or toxic family environments, find themselves trapped in the underbelly of society. While their plight initially seemed confined to Tokyo's streets, the problem has metastasized into other major cities like Osaka, Yokohama, Nagoya, and Fukuoka, escalating into a national crisis since 2022. By May 2023, what was once a localized phenomenon had become a stark symbol of systemic neglect. Yet, rather than addressing the root causes of this heartbreaking exodus, authorities chose to sanitize the streets for appearances. A striking example occurred in December 2022, when 120 police officers were dispatched to Kabukichou, not to offer aid, but to remove these young wanderers from sight. This move, timed around the festive season, reflects an unsettling truth. In Japan, image often takes precedence over substance. Why do these children flee? What drives them into the shadows of Kabukichou, surrounded by the risks of exploitation, addiction, and crime? The answers lie in the failures of societal support systems and a culture that prioritizes external appearances over genuine care. This episode of Dark Side shines a light on the Toyoko Kids, the forgotten youth of Japan's bustling cities. Prepare yourself as we delve into the chilling mystery of these children, lost in the heart of one of the world's most advanced nations. Living on the street beneath Japan's orderly society lies a deep and troubling crisis. The immense pressures of family, school, and society weigh heavily on its people. For many children and adolescents, these burdens can become unbearable, leading some to seek escape from their homes, their families, and even their identities. This crisis often culminates in lives lived on the streets, in cybercafes, or hidden in plain sight, disconnected from their past. Running away has become a stark response to abusive homes, family conflicts, and societal demands. Many young people flee to places like Kabukicho, Shinjuku's vibrant yet shadowed nightlife district, where the neon lights mask a grim underworld. For these youth, life on the streets may seem like freedom, but it is often a gateway to isolation, vulnerability, and exposure to exploitation. Since the 1990s, Japan has seen approximately 100,000 disappearances annually, as reported by Metro. Most of these individuals deliberately vanish, leaving behind their former lives. For young runaways, the streets promise an escape from the hardships of home, but quickly reveal a harsh reality: hunger, unsafe conditions, and entanglement in illicit activities. Society remains divided on this issue. Some stigmatize these youth as delinquents, while others recognize the systemic failures that force them to choose such desperate paths. Behind Japan's polished exterior lies a growing crisis, reminding us that appearances often mask profound, unresolved wounds. The hidden lives of Toyoko Kids. Despite its name, the term Toyoko Kids extends far beyond children. This group includes people from preteens to adults in their 40s, reflecting a troubling spectrum of homelessness and societal estrangement. While Japan is often hailed as the country with the lowest homelessness rate globally, the number of young people living on the streets tells a darker, hidden story that continues to grow. The name Toyoko originates from near the cinema, describing youths who once gathered near Shinjuku's movie theaters, often wearing Godzilla masks. While some identify with the Toyoko Kids, others claim to be part of the Toyoko Circle. This subculture often included vulnerable teenage girls, as young as 14, mingling with older men in their 20s tied to Hure, a criminal faction unaligned with the Yakuza. These spaces became breeding grounds for illicit activities, attracting individuals who sought anonymity or criminal opportunity. Media attention on the Toyoko Kids has only amplified the issue. The increased coverage has unintentionally drawn more runaway youth from across Japan to Kabukichou's bustling plazas. These young people, fleeing troubled homes, frequently engage in risky behaviors, including underage drinking, tobacco use, and sex work. While police interventions occasionally lead to arrests, the response is typically limited to returning these individuals to their homes, the very places they escaped. In a stark illustration of the crisis, Tokyo police conducted a focused operation in Kabukichou in September 2023. Over 3 weeks, officers encountered 42 students aged 13 to 18, most of them girls, roaming the streets after 11 p.m. Some had traveled from distant prefectures like Niigata, underscoring the reach of this troubling phenomenon. Compared to pre-pandemic levels in 2019, the number of similar cases in the area has surged 7-fold. In recent years, the secondary streets of Kabukichou, particularly around Toyoko Plaza near the Shinjuku building, have become hotspots for these gatherings. What may appear as youthful rebellion masks a deeper societal fracture, a convergence of broken homes, unmet needs, and insufficient support. The Toyoko Kids embody a growing crisis in Japan, one that demands not only awareness, but meaningful action to address its root causes. The story of Mocha. Many see these young people as outcasts or individuals choosing the wrong path. However, the story of a 15-year-old Toyoko kid named Mocha might change your perspective. Mocha shared that she has been on the streets of Kabukichou since she was 10 years old and hasn't returned home in the past 2 years. She also revealed that throughout all the years she spent running away and living on the streets, her parents never contacted her, not even once. This lack of concern persisted even during the 5 months she was hospitalized in a psychiatric facility as a minor. When Mocha was admitted, the hospital authorities informed her parents of her condition. While they did visit her at the hospital, Mocha says their concern was purely performative, a show for the hospital staff to maintain their own image. After feigning care, they left her behind and never returned. What Mocha finds even more heartbreaking is that she prefers being alone and avoiding any contact with her parents. The abuse she endured from her father at home, she says, was far worse than the pain she now faces living on the streets. According to Mocha, the frequency and severity of the abuse she suffered are emblematic of why Japan struggles to address the problem of the Toyoko Kids. If you enjoyed this video, please share your rating and favorite part in the comments. Before moving on to the next video, don't forget to leave a like. It really helps the channel. If you're new here, welcome. Be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss out.